Hey, hope you're having a great day so far. Today's January 28th, Thursday, and on this post, I'll be telling you about the overall crypto markets, which includes Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin price action, before diving into BAND protocol and BAND and UMAUSD, and see what exactly are going on in these markets since the last time I've spoken. I'll be telling you about the bullish and bearish case scenarios for today, as well as the short-term price prediction on these markets according to what I'm seeing on the charts. Before I begin today, if you guys are watching me on YouTube, do subscribe. If you guys are watching me on TradingView, do follow me, as I'll be keeping you updated on the latest crypto setups on my watch list, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. If you guys do want to support me and don't already have a Webull brokerage account, you guys can use my referral link down below. They're still giving away 4 free stocks upon a successful sign up and a qualifying deposit of $100 as of today, and I will also receive a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me. Please also read my full disclaimer below. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm purely sharing my own speculation opinions on this market. I cannot tell you the future, and you should always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market, as it's extremely risky and volatile. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do only leave them in the comment section below, but I'll try my best to get to as many of them as possible. Now, see what exactly is going on in the markets first. Now, we do have Bitcoin dominance up slightly from yesterday. However, pretty caught within this tight range right here between this FIB level at about 64.25% and the daily 200 MA, which is the orange line right here. So this is what I'm looking for, because if Bitcoin dominance continues trending downwards, I would expect, generally speaking, better price action for the altcoins, as opposed to if Bitcoin dominance was trending upwards. So I think this is a very important interval right here that I'm looking out for. Now let's see if I can actually get any early hints of where this Bitcoin dominance could be heading. Let's take a look from the daily time frame down, because I do actually see an oversold RSI down here, about 28 from the last low. However, it does look like it's rebounding right now, of course, but I don't think I see any bullish divergence on any of the lower time frames yet. So possibly another low is still reasonable. So on the 12-hour time frame, I don't see bullish divergence right here, comparing this high with any lower highs here. So it could actually go further down. So even looking into even smaller time frames would give me some early clues right now. Still no possible bullish divergence scenario just yet. It'll be possibly with the next lower low on the price action chart, but I do not see it yet right now. So it could be making another low before deciding what could be doing next. I'll be looking for any bullish divergence on the Bitcoin dominance chart with the next low that it forms, starting with some of these smaller time frames. So not even on the hourly, I don't see bullish divergence yet. That's correct. So I'm gonna be looking from these smaller time frames up and see if it can actually be making another low with possible bullish divergence then. That would tell me that could get a bounce for Bitcoin dominance there and possibly change course from there. But right now, it does look like it could be heading lower. Like I said, the key support I'm looking at will still be the 200 MA right here, currently about 63%, slightly under. Okay, I'll be keeping an eye out on this very closely, because it would tell me where the money could be trending into. Bitcoin price action right here, still running within this very tight falling wedge pattern now, tighter falling wedge pattern, okay? I do think this is ideal for the altcoins, because if Bitcoin consolidates within a tighter range, namely within this remainder of this falling wedge pattern, it would have less room for it to dump if this falling wedge pattern stays intact. When Bitcoin price action has less room to dump, then I do think any shocks that could come from Bitcoin dumping will have less of an effect on the altcoin markets when it has less room to dump. Of course, this falling wedge pattern has to stay intact. Right now, it does seem like it has a good shot of staying intact for some more, okay? Because even if the daily 50 MA does not hold, which I have been mentioning to be pretty key support for quite some time. This white line right here, if that does not hold, the 3-day 21 MA is now within the pattern. So I can still, it still looks like I can still keep this falling wedge pattern until this next key support breaks, which I do think is going to be pretty good support for a little bit, okay? Now, let me say it again. Falling wedge pattern, 68% chance of it breaking upwards. Verify that stat on your own. If it actually does break upwards by tomorrow, then I will have a measure target as far as I can read is a little above 46K. Measure targets are theoretical approximate targets only, may actually be different in real live price action. Let's take a look into band protocol and see what exactly has gone on in this market since the last time I have spoken. Let me do a very quick recap. Price action had been running within an inverse complex head and shoulders pattern that has been forming since about September here. Measure target, the breakout of this pattern was about $11.75. Price action over here, since it has actually broken out of the pattern, went up to a little under $12 there, or even exactly $12 before getting rejected all the way back down to about $6.75. Excuse me. Right now, it does seem like it had formed a double bottom pattern. The number one bottom, number two bottom, neckline about $11.45 zone. Okay, measure targets. It's about slightly above $16, which, like I said, may or may not be reached. It could also be overreached. Now, it does seem like the price action right now is trying to break out of this double bottom pattern. It's trying to get to the neckline about $11.45 zone. It had bearish divergence on the daily time frame. On the 3-day time frame, comparing this high with this high. However, lower highs on the RSI, that's classic bearish divergence. On the weekly time frame, it's okay, and on the monthly time frame, it's okay as well. I'm talking about the RSI. Now, that's basically what I think of the market right now. It's trying to break out of this double bottom pattern. Let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenarios. Now, I do see that since it has made the second bottom right here, about $7.80, it has tried to get back up to the neckline, went as far as about $10.90, got rejected, came all the way back down to about $7.85. Now it looks like it's holding the support right now, which is also a fib level on my chart, about $8.45. Okay, now let's take a look into the bullish case scenario. Bullish case scenario, price action gets to the neckline, break the neckline, and go towards its measure targets. Okay, measure target, like I said, about $16. Theoretical targets only. That's the bullish case scenario. Bearish case scenario here, if price action starts breaking down and actually gets a daily candle close about $7.75 zone, okay, just to be safe, that would tell me this double bottom pattern will have to be invalidated. I'll be looking at a triple bottom pattern or even something else. I would have to reevaluate then, depending on where that bearish daily candle closes. Early warning sign for the bearish case scenario would be if the daily candle starts closing below $8.45 zone again, maybe even under $8.25, because this one went down and actually rebounded pretty quickly. So I would say even below this $8.25 area, I'll be a little more cautious, because this tells me the likelihood of the daily candle closing below the $7.75 zone will increase. And that could form a triple bottom pattern, which tells me this double bottom pattern has to be invalidated, this bullish pattern has to be invalidated, or I might be looking at something else that's more bearish. Now let's take a look into UMAUSD and see what exactly could be going on in here. Very similar scenario here. Since about September, it has been, or even October here actually, because it had tried to break out of this falling wedge pattern, was unsuccessful, so it had to form a inverse head and shoulders pattern with this pretty strong resistance to be about $9.50 zone, which was the neckline of that pattern. Measure target of this inverse head and shoulders pattern breakout was about $12.60. Price action had tried to break out twice with very sporadic candle movement right here, as you guys can see. Went to about almost $14. Okay, 2 tries. And then finally, on the 3rd try here, finally able to actually get some daily candle closes above this neckline, telling me that the price action has actually flipped this neckline from resistance to support. Now it looks like it has formed somewhat of it could be right now it does look like a rising channel pattern, or I would say a rising channel pattern because both of these trend lines seems to have the same slope instead of a rising wedge pattern. So this is what I'm looking at. A rising channel pattern. I don't think this is a rising wedge pattern. Both trend lines have very similar slopes. Now, this is my very short analysis of UMAUSD. Let's take a look into the bullish and bearish case scenario here. Let me also take a look into the RSIs here on the higher time frame and see if there's anything I should be aware of in terms of being overbought or possible bearish divergence scenarios. So no, on the 3-day, I don't think on the monthly as well. So this is what I'm looking at. Possible rising channel pattern and bullish case scenario here. If I do assume that this rising channel pattern continues, then the next price target will be at least $13.70, slightly under. Okay, that's if we are assuming that this rising channel pattern continues, then that would be the next price level it will at least reach. Okay, that's assuming that the candle would actually get there by tomorrow. Obviously, if it does not get there by tomorrow, then I'm looking at a higher point in the upper trend line. Okay, that's assuming that this rising channel pattern stays intact. That is the bullish case scenario. Bearish case scenario here, if the price action breaks this bottom trend line, I think the next level of support I'll be looking at will be the 4-hour 200, in which case I don't have to invalidate this rising channel pattern yet because it's pretty parallel with this bottom trend line. If that does not hold, then I'll be taking a look into the 6-hour 200s underneath this fib level about $9.20, so that would not apply right now. Possibly the daily 50, but right now, as of this snapshot, if the 4-hour 200 does not hold, I'll be looking at the fib level about $9.20. In that case, from this snapshot, I would have to invalidate this rising channel pattern. That is the bearish case scenario. Now, these are my bullish and bearish case scenarios for these markets. Let me know if you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know your agreements, disagreements, feedback. I would love to hear them. Hope you manage your risk carefully, and if you would like to see any more of my most recently uploaded videos on YouTube, you guys can check out my links up here on YouTube. See you next time.